Hi. Hello, good people. So this is my first time I'm using StreamYard. Never used it before, but I needed to go live and talk about some stuff today. And I also need to do my hair. So we're gonna do both of those things. I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I don't got that many viewers yet. But hello everybody. My name is Miss Tiff. I have been a cosmetologist for a very long time. I'm also a cosmetology instructor. And we got to get on the same page. We gotta get on one accord here. Let me see. I'll say as long as we can hear me. Okay, so um, because there's just too much information, there's too much stuff going around, and a lot of it is just designed to sell you product. There's a lot of information that's just out there to sell you something, and you would think that somebody who's not trying to sell you something will get a little bit more like trust because the companies that are selling you stuff get a lot of your trust. You just trust people blindly because they say you need something and then it doesn't work. It ends up on your shelf in the closet, just collecting dust, but they convince you to buy it. A lot of that stuff you don't need. So I'm gonna start with my hair because it's a mess. And let's see, I'm blending into um the first thing I want you to like notice is that like first of all, if we're talking about like hair types and that chart, the chart that has 4C that everybody trusts and everybody believes and everybody loves, and they're like, I got 4C, I got 4C. Meanwhile, all the people that I'm saying here and say that all have different hair, in my opinion. Their hair looks different, their texture, the density, the curl pattern all looks different to me. But to them, it's all that 4C. And I just feel like that chart doesn't have enough actual options for curl patterns because everybody in my family and the Black community swears them down. Oh, I have good hair. I have good hair. But let me see if I can get it on the camera. This is this not 4C? Hold on. Am I gonna have to make this stronger? Let me see. Let me see if I can make it stronger. Will it work while I'm on here? Like I've never did this before, y'all. This is crazy. I don't even know which way to go with this. So if it gets crazy, like I'm not looking green screen back here, but it's too fuzzy. I need to be able to show my hair, or we're gonna have to turn it up. Okay, let's see. These little curls. Now the hair in the front is starting to straighten out because I keep bleaching it. But you can see these little curls. Those are that's is that not 4C? Like, but I got good hair though, or do I got 4C? Because they can they both is that both the same? I think 4C is good hair, but most people act like it's not. Act like it's hard to deal with, and I would prefer it because it's the only hair that I can make do what I needed to do. Mine, I don't think would be that is 4C, but there's nothing else on that chart that fits my hair. But I just want y'all to take note of because I want somebody who doesn't have locked hair because I don't have locks right now, who has short enough hair to where they can wash it in the shower and then run their fingers through it. Because you'll notice in the shower, if your ends are good, which mine shouldn't even be because of this bleach, I've been bleaching my hair to death, but we'll talk about that. But um the you should be able to just run your fingers through your hair when it's wet, when it's conditioning. If your ends are good, you should be able to just run your fingers through it. And even until it's dry, even if it's good hair or not good hair, which I don't even know if y'all trying to say 4C hair is not good hair. I feel like good hair is like a good child. It does what you tell it to do. And so 4C hair does what you tell it to. My hair, if it's not 4C, because I don't know, it doesn't seem to do very much of what I tell it to do. We're about to see today. But I want you to because I've done this experiment before, and that's how I figured out all the stuff like no oil on the wall. The reason why that's there is because I wasn't sure if I should say that because I know people like make a big deal. As soon as you say don't use oil, they be like, I need my oil. What am I supposed to use? You know, they start panicking and having, anxiety attacks. And it's just like, are you okay? Like, you didn't even realize all these years that that's been causing you issues. And if you start paying attention to it, you'll see. But so I want you to wash your hair run your fingers through it. If you can't get them through, comb it out, run your fingers through your hair. When your hair is clean and conditioned, you should be able to run your fingers through it. And if you can, because I need the person that can do this, if you can run your fingers through your afro while it's wet after it's been clean and conditioned, I want you to then put oil on it. When you get out the shower, your hair is clean and you rinse the conditioner out, get out the shower, towel dry it a little, and then put oil, olive oil, blue magic, whatever you want. Put any of that crap on it. And then see if you can run your fingers through your hair. Like my hair is almost dry. And like I can run my fingers through it still, even though my ends are finally starting to get a little bit bad. But the thing about why they're not that bad yet, even though I've been bleaching the heck out of it, is because I don't do anything to it. Unlike what we're about to do today. So, and also, okay, so about my hair color, because I would not bleach anybody's hair if it was loose afro. Like I wouldn't normally, unless they were planning on keeping it short. I'm planning on keeping my hair short. Actually, it's getting a little bit long now, which is why I need to do this hairstyle so I can get this hair out of here because I don't even know if I'm going to be able to keep up with this color. It's a lot of maintenance. I was really just trying to blend my grays in because when I was coloring it black, trying to cover the grays, it was seeming like the grays was back in a couple of days every time. And it's like when my hair, my new growth comes in now, the gray just blends in with this blonde, and so it looks better. But it's becoming a lot of maintenance, and I'm really tender-headed, and my scalp be burning. Bleach, you gotta tell the truth. Bleach is harsh on the scalp. It's harsh as relaxer, which is why some of my ends in the front are trying to straighten out. But still, was that not? There go the straight piece. It's like a little Carolina. But anyway, so why is 4C not a thing? 4C is a chart, that chart that has 1A through 4D, I think it is, that was created to sell products. You're supposed to look at the chart, figure out what type of hair you have, and then from there, there were products you buy. But the people that were selling the products were only selling to Black people. But the majority of the people on the chart was white people. Explain it. What is that about? Why is there only one texture? Two, I think it's 4B and 4C. So I guess maybe I'll be 4B. 4B and 4C are afro hair. Everything else out of 16 textures, everything else was straight and real loose wave. How? When I see afro hair all day, every day, and everybody's looks different. Everybody's has either it's a different texture, a different curl pattern, a different density, which means how many hairs per square inch is thicker or thinner. Everybody's hair is like totally different to the point where I can remember them by seeing their hair. I can remember their life when I see their hair because I remember their hair like more than I remember people's faces. I remember their hair. So 4C, that chart, there's not enough curl patterns on there. There's not enough curl patterns on there to represent Black people's hair. It's not. It's not. There's way more curl patterns than just those two. And if y'all go back and look back, nobody's using those products anymore. They didn't even work, but everybody ran with that chart. Like my hair's 4C, my hair's 4C. Nobody's hair is 4C. These curl patterns are different. They're all different. Sorry. So that's that. I'm supposed to be doing my hair. I done tripped. Let me take a sip of my drink. So let's do this hair while we talk about how there's no such thing as a protective style, including this one. I would never do what I'm about to do to my hair to one of my clients. Like never. Because I want to grow your hair. Now I right now am not in a place where I want my hair to grow. I wish that it would slow down a little bit because most of the stuff I do to it, I have to cut it to even do it in the face place. But I'm not planning on growing this. I want to cut it more than likely really soon, probably as soon as I take this down. Just because I don't have time to be worried about my hair. Truth is, I don't have time to make these videos either, which is why I'm killing two birds with one stone and doing them both at the same time. But I want to do this because this is dangerous. But if you look on the internet, they'll call this a protective style, and ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm about to do it. It's about to be tight, because why would I do it loose? It's not gonna be cute if it's loose. So it's about to be tight, and then there's gonna be a bit of weight. Like my hair is not very heavy. So when I go to put something that is more weight, it might not be super heavy, but it's more weight than what my hair is currently carrying. And my hair knows it didn't grow that much. It just went from very lightweight to heavy overnight. That's gonna make a difference to my follicles. Every time where is this stuff I'm about to put in? This is what I'm about to put in here. What is it? Can we see it? These little cheap extensions. Not as cheap as the last ones I did because they were bad. But I guess they call them this soft lock. I would never locks. Like I would never put that on top of locks. I used to tell people it was okay to put stuff on top of their locks if they needed some extensions for a little while. Very emphasis on a little while. But now that I know that they crocheting through the lock, like nope, it's a no. It's gonna be a no for me. Um, not for you. You do what you want to do. But my chair, and we're gonna do what I want in my chair. I know that seems off because that's not what people are used to. But I don't care about that. We're gonna have to do what it is that I want because you're gonna tell people that I did it, and I don't want people to know that I did some damaging, awful, horrible stuff. I try my best not to whenever I possibly can, which is why when I realized oil was bad, I said no, don't do it anymore. When I realized that, just like right now, these styles are not healthy. They cause they cause different kinds of breakage. And so if it's going to cause breakage, I don't want to do it. I don't want you telling anybody I did it. I don't want your breakage or your balding to be because of something that I did. I can't live with that. I can't live with myself. Whenever I did realize I did something wrong, I went back and tried to fix it. But it's really hard if you don't know better. So a lot of people are out here doing stuff and they believe that it is helping. They believe that it is good. And my only issue is when I try to tell people that it's not, and then they want to argue. That doesn't even make sense. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I've grown hundreds, maybe thousands at this point, of people's hair down their back. So, people like, she ain't got no hair. How she gonna say something? My clients do. All my clients do it. I do when I want to. I don't feel like it anymore. But all my clients got hair. If they come to me and they don't have hair, in 2 years they have hair. Somebody was telling me that somebody was at the shop talking about they knew they have a niece or something that had started her sister locks 3 years ago, and her hair is just beautiful and long. And we was like, well, how long is it? She's like, oh, it's just now getting on her shoulders. And I'm looking like, when I start people hair like this, in 3 years, their hair is past the shoulders. It's pushing up on the bra in 3 years. I don't know what's taking them so long. So if that's good and people is happy with that, then fine. But it can grow faster than that. It can grow better than that. So let's put this nonsense in my hair. For funsies, I can already tell you this is going to be down in 2 weeks, which actually really doesn't make it as bad, except that getting these things out is really hard, even locked hair. So I know it's hard to get out of loose hair, but I don't care. I'll cut this. So that's why. That's why. So I had to stop posting stuff that I would do to my hair on my Instagram because then my clients want to ask for it. It's like I don't have locks. And when I do, I can't do this stuff to it. When I do, I just gotta wear my hair down, wait for it to lock and do its thing like everybody else. So but so I'm not gonna be putting this on Instagram. So normally I used to braid these things on, but I just want to wrap it. I don't even want to wrap it. I don't want to intermingle it with this thing at all. Cause just in case I do try to get them out without just cutting it off. I don't want it to be too difficult. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. So this wise danger. Because when I put this other thing on here, it's definitely gonna it's definitely gonna be stuck on there. But this braid might, I'll do a braid. The braid might help. But I think mostly what we got to do, especially when it comes to locks, is just adjust expectations, because the expectations are for things that don't even make sense. So like everybody wants their hair to be shiny. Afro is not shiny. What about how stiff that is? That's too much hair. So Afro hair is just not shiny. In order for something to shine, it has to have a smooth, look at my arm shining. In order for something to shine, it has to be a smooth surface for light to reflect off of. Shiny is just light reflecting off of something. So Afro hair is technically smooth enough for light to shine off of. That's all it really is. So a lot of this stuff is just like we gotta adjust what we expect. But let me think of what they call protective styles, because there's lots of them, and none of them really are. So we already discussed this one is not protected because there's weight on it, and then because it's very hard to get out. So when you take it out, you end up people usually end up cutting some of their hair to take it out. Um, what else? The extra weight when they're moving back and forth because they're tight, they're pulling on the follicles. Yeah. And then people tell me in their 40s that, that they don't know why their hair is thinning out so bad. They feel like it's their age, but it's really just years of being pulled too tight for too long. And we only get a little bit of this. This is the part that's hard to get out. We only need a little bit of that. We only need a little. Which is kind of very good with it. So, this is not clockwise that I'm going to. I can hardly see. Let me try to get in this mirror. In this video. Yes, let's just wrap that around there so it matches. But then in order to make it stay, you gotta get it kind of tight a little bit. And that's when it get hard to take off. So people really need to like, if they gonna do that, make sure that they don't put it tight until after they pass the person's hair. That way the rest of it. So this is past my hair, and I can tight a little bit, wrap it a little bit tighter. Cause yeah, that's all you gotta do to put that on there. But it's dangerous to get out this little hair. You can't distinguish it from nothing else. So it's really hard. Yeah, I will cut my hair off to nothing. So proceed with this style at your own risk, because I'm telling you. But I'll literally be telling people, I tell people all kinds of stuff. They don't be like, and I don't understand it, because why did you even put it on the wall so I don't have to be preaching all the time? I'm tired of preaching for real. Nobody don't be listening anyway. But what else is a protective style? They be saying sewing is a protective style. Mm-mm. Nope. It'd be real tight on the edges because after they sew it all together, it'd be like this, real tight. It's like them updos. Remember them updos where we used to gel it all up, pump it up all around it and dry it till it was hard as a rock, and then put pin curls and some weave up there. It was a reason why the hair that was gelled up, weaved up real hard as a rock didn't ever really get long enough to put pin curls in, because it was usually relaxed and then it was hard as a rock for till it broke. What else is protective? Box braids, same as this, heavy, hard to get out without. I guess it just gets exhausting. I think it's exhausting trying to take it out, but it's got to come out. And the thing about it is, most of the time people leave them in way too long. Like they're bad just going in, but they're real bad after a month and a half, 2 months. I'll be dragging, super dragging it out. It's just not necessary to do that much. Actually, that's what I really wanted to say is that less, less, do less. If you do less to your hair, that's feels like it's gonna be too big already. I don't think I'm gonna have enough of these, but we'll see. That's why I'm starting in the front, just in case I don't have enough. Then I can do something to the back until I can get me some more. Because I'm pretty sure only thing else I got is the other cheap extensions that I had in, and them things was really really, really cheap. Like I'm talking about, I just tried to pull them up in a ponytail. They were just falling all apart. What else is a protective style, supposedly? Because, like, here's the thing. At the very basics of hair care, it sheds every day. Where is it? It's on the wall. Hair locks because it sheds every day. So every day that it doesn't get combed, it's trying to lock. Now, if it's just an afro can't even be considered a protective style. I mean, if we were talking about protecting the head from hitting the ground, like it protects the head. That's what hair is designed for. It definitely protects the head. When we're talking about protecting the hair, nothing's really can protect the hair except a bonnet. A bonnet is a protective item, but there's no style that you can put in that protects the hair. There's always something that's being hurt, whether it be the braids are tight or the sew-in is tight or the thread is pulling through and you can feel it snagging and popping hair. You can feel that. I can hear it. When I used to do sew-ins, I could hear it. So wigs are tearing people's edges up, protecting what? We got to talk about what what we're actually saying here. What is it protecting? What's being protected? What's being helped? Protection is like keeping something from harm. How can it be called protective when it's actually causing harm? It doesn't math out. The math don't math. It doesn't make any sense. So we gotta start telling the truth and stop just making up terms to make it easier for our conscience to do stuff that's dangerous and bad for us. Because I don't have a problem with like admitting that what I'm doing is not a protective style and admitting that it's going to be damaging to my hair. But I have to admit that and be accepting of the fact. I can't be in my late 40s complaining that my hair ain't never been the same since I got a relaxer when I was 7. I can't be in my 40s saying I don't know why my hair is getting thin all of a sudden. Yes, I do. I did box braids every other month. I did sew-ins every in between those. I got box braids for the entire summer. Half the time I didn't take them out for the whole summer. You know why? And just be honest then, because you're not protecting anything with any of those styles. Don't think. What else do they be calling protective styles? What else? What what else is supposed to be protective and ain't? Well, it's not bad for me not being able to see it. My hair didn't get as light as I wanted, but child, that bleach burns. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to keep. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep doing it. It be killing my scalp. I'm too tender-headed in the first place, and then I can't stop scratching. So it's like I be trying to wait a couple of days since the last time I scratched, and then I end up scratching it, and I have to. It burns just like relaxing. So, so what else is a protective style? One day I'll do this with a lot of people in the room, and then y'all can tell me some protective styles. So that this I need to plug in. I can't plug in that Wi-Fi box all the way in the living room with them kids. But we got to figure out what is really protective, and it definitely is not these styles that would be color protective. Now, what Miss Seeley had, Miss Seeley in the color purple. That's a protective style. You can get what Miss Seeley had in the color purple, do it about once every 5 to 7 days, take it down, comb it out, wash it, deep condition it, comb it back out, put them big Miss Seeley braids back in, not too tight, and boom, protective all day. You can call that protective. If that's what you need to know that there is something protective, I mean, besides locks, locks is cool. But that's the thing, even locks are not protecting anything if you do them wrong. If you do them wrong, they be causing damage, like serious, serious damage. Oh God. Well, it looks like they don't want me to finish this because I can't see myself, see me anymore. Is it my internet's It's my first time, y'all. I hope that y'all can forgive me. I'm gonna figure it out. I might have to pay for StreamYard, but I had to check it out first and see what it. I don't know why I can't see me. Let me see what it looks like on the actual video real quick before I end this live stream because I can't see me. No. But I think I got the majority of what I needed to say said because none of those things exist. Oh yeah, they can still yeah, I can still see me, but my screen is blank over here. But that's something I'll keep trying to do my hair as long as we can see me. But yeah, I'm trying to think of another protective style. Like there's so many things that he called protective styles. I can't even I want to lump them all into one category because faux locks, we got the soft locks, we got the butterfly locks, we got what do they call them? Boho locks. Like y'all doing a lot. Y'all doing a lot and calling it protective. And it's not helping you. Not at all. It's not helping you at all. So I wish I could see myself though, because I kind of needed that mirror. I really kind of did. We might only get this front part done and then, because I can't even see what it looks like. But yeah, no such thing as a protective style. You name me one in the comments and I'll tell you exactly why it's not protecting anything. But like I said, Miss Sealy braids. Miss Silly braids. If we want to call something protective, we can call that protective. But if you put a cap on it and then put a wig on it, it's not protective anymore because now your edges is getting a toe up. Every time the wig shifts a little bit, every time you put it on, every time you take it off, toe up. And so it's not protective. I'm not going. I'm not going to be able to keep allowing the lives to go on. I've been wanting to say something for years. I really have. It's just I don't really have time for this. Like I don't. I'm always with my hands in hair, which is why if you look at any of my other videos, you really don't see me. You see my hands and somebody's hair because I'm always doing this to somebody else. I'm always doing hair. And so I don't really have a lot of time to be trying to make videos and explain stuff. My clients get a well-rounded education about their hair. And the ones that don't want to, like I ask them finally to find a new stylist because I just really I only want certain stuff in my chair. Like I don't like when I can't take a picture because it's not up to standard. But I can't get everybody up to my standard when sometimes people start their locks different. And if you start them certain ways, it's automatically damaging just for me to do a retwist. It's automatically damaging just for me to do a style when certain lock starts. And so, and then people that can't stop using oil, it's just kind of nasty to me. Because I'm actually touching it and I actually can feel it and I can feel the oil like in the hair. I can feel that my shampoo, when I'm trying to wash their hair, the shampoo just keeps disappearing because the hair can't get wet. I can't get the hair wet. And shampoo needs water inside the hair to bust up a suds. So instead of busting up a suds, the soap just keeps turning into, it just seems like it turns into like this oily substance and just washes on down the drain. I can't even get enough of it out. Now I can get enough of it out to get soap to suds up, but I can't most of the time when there's people using oil daily, every other day, I can't get all that oil out of the shampoo bowl. So then I'm stuck retwisting hair that's leaving my hands feeling gunky, is leaving my clips looking nasty. I see oils like oozing out when I twist it. So then I have to get a towel and just wipe it off. It's gross. It's gross. So I really wish people that can't leave the oil alone would leave me alone because I don't want to play in dirty hair. I need to be able to feel that it's clean. It's like, have you ever washed a greasy dish, like a greasy pot, with one of them kitchen sponges? And then, like, Once you get the grease in there, no matter what you do with that sponge, you just keep getting oil on everything else. That's what it's like. Putting oil on locks is just like if you got loose hair and you just like hair that you can't comb through, fine. Go ahead, use all the oil you want. But if you have locks, it just turns your hair into a greasy sponge. Everything you everything you walk through, oil is not moisture, it's sticky. So everything you walk through all day, every day is collecting all this extra dust that you don't have to be collecting, and it's like really sticky, and it just transfers to everything. So your skin is oily, your clothes get grease stains, your sheets and your freaking bedspread and your pillowcases are all covered and greasy, and your face be broke out. It's just like, what is it gonna take? Your scalp is itchy, you like scratching all the time. What is it gonna take? What is it gonna take for you to realize that you don't need that? It's causing more problems than it's helping with. It's not helping anything actually. So I don't know what to do because I just need everybody to get on the same page. But ain't nobody on my page. I'm over here by myself. Some women are struggling. They're struggling to get somebody to hear me, like, hear me. I have clients that do both. Put it like that. I have clients that use oil. I wish I didn't. And I have clients that don't use no oil, not even my product. They just have me retwist them with water. Their hair is nicer than everybody else's. What do you want from me? The hair is nicer. The hair is nicer. The hair feels lighter and fluffier and cleaner. It's easier to style. It's easier to clean. It's happy. It's growing. It's perfectly smooth. It's not all lumpy. Like, I don't know what y'all want from me. I'm telling you what I see. I'm telling you what I know. And that don't help nobody. So all them products they were trying to sell by making up a hair type, pointless. Oh, and now I can see me again. Ain't that cool? Trying to see how these turned out. They not bad. Not bad. I got a lot more to go. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stay here with y'all because I I'm really done with protective styles because I could probably just search a hashtag protective style and pull up a whole bunch of hairstyles that are either pulling the follicles or breaking the. I ain't got no edges now. People think that I ain't got no edges because I cut this short right here. If I was gonna cut it, I would make it even. But I don't know edges from pulling them too tight for ages. Like it's super thin in here. This hair barely grows. I have to cut it. Like I just comb it down to my ear and just cut it off my ear like once every 4 months, maybe. It doesn't really grow. And so that's why it's always looking like that because I don't have no edges. I pulled them out. Pulling ponytails too tight. We got to be honest. We got to start being honest. Like I pulled those out every day. My ponytail had to be that hurt right there. Like I used to feel it. I used to tell that it was tight. It hurt. Gave me headaches. People will take their ibuprofen or their pain medicine to the hairstylist and say, my head be hurting every time I get my hair done. So I have to take these meds first. Something's wrong. If it hurts, there's something wrong. Something wrong. So I got a lot more of this to go, and I need a mirror to do it. Let me see. I'm gonna keep going, but I don't know. Maybe I will. Where's my he was telling me saying he was trying to part with the clip like I be doing, but he just can't pull it off. And I don't know what the problem is. Oh, I can't find my comb. I was looking for it. It's too late now. I'm gonna have to keep going without one. But that be the thing is that combs are a problem. Like even if you was just to wear your afro every day, at the end of the day, like you're gonna have to you're gonna have to get the hair that shed out some kind of way. Like the hair is shedding every day. You're gonna have to do something about it. So it has to be combed. And that if you didn't do anything but wear an afro every day, if that's all you ever did, in order to get it not to lock, you'd have to comb it. And combing it is dangerous. Combing with your fingers is dangerous if you can't get the hair, your fingers to flow through the hair. So that's why I be saying about the oil is like oil makes it so that you can't even run your fingers through your hair. So it's breaking hair just by oiling it. And I remember when I was a kid, my grandma used to wash everybody's hair, condition it, and oil everybody's scalp every week or every other week. And barely none of us had no hair. Well, nobody had no hair. That's just is what it is. Nobody had no hair. And it's still people that don't be having no hair. I know I ain't got no hair right now, but I don't got no hair by choice. People don't be having no hair because they can't get it to grow or can't figure out what it is that they're doing that's causing it harm. But then when I tell them what they're doing that's causing it harm, they be like, "Well, I got it." Okay, you got to then. You gotta have short hair for the rest of your life, probably too. Because I don't know what else to say. Like I can keep on saying that oil is damaging your hair, combing it, so doing something different to it all the time, always having to change the style and always needing to do something. Like if I told you that the best way, the easiest way to grow your hair, if you're not gonna like it, okay, if you're not gonna like it, if I told you the easiest way to grow it would be to wet it in the shower every morning, run your fingers through it, and keep it pushing, would you be able to do that? Would you? Would you just be able to do the very bare minimum every day? Most people can't. Most black women that I know, and I know a lot, even once they get locks, they just can't leave their hair alone. And that's why I had to make that other video about them. Already gets tangled easily without crocheting it through the lock. But why would you have, you could just wrap it around it. I don't understand why that would need to be done, like at all. So I don't know. They feel like putting it closer towards the end is less damaging. Like you just inserted something into and through hair that was locked. It's low key evil, but I'm gonna just, why would you do that? How was that? They say they're not doing that like that. That's what they telling me on TikTok. They telling me that most people ain't crocheting it through. But that was enough for me. Cause why? You wanted her to have to cut her hair off at the end? Cause she lost a couple of them trying to pull that off, trying to get those out of there. I don't even know how she got the one she got out of there because I didn't even see it. I retwisted her. She was going to one of the other girls at the shop, but I retwisted her one time and I couldn't see anything. It wasn't until we went and did that color. She wanted to lighten it up for fall. And when we did the color, then it was like, what is this black stuff? That's the only reason I was able to find it. Before that, it just looked like her hair wasn't locking, like it was just super fuzzy. She's like, how come it's taking my hair so long to lock? The whole time her hair is fine. It was that weave that was still in there. She didn't get it out. We couldn't see it. Like, it's ridiculous. I just don't understand. It's the need for it. It's like you either grow your hair or do all the stuff and keep it short. Like I'm doing. Like if you want to keep it short, you can do whatever you want. Just understand that it's gonna stay short and it's going to be thinning out. Like it's gonna be getting thinner gradually over the years. Now, in my family, the women naturally thin up in the top in their 40s anyway, but then the whole head be thin on some people, and it's not the female pattern baldness is just in the top, just like the men's. But it's thin all over, namely the edges all around hairline. That was styling. Styling what they call friction alopecia. Which I don't know why they call it friction, because it's not so much rubbing as it is pulling, pulling the hair out of each follicle at a time. I can feel these now, and I know they're not that tight because I can't barely even see what I'm doing. Oh, I can still see, but I ain't gonna wrap it no more than that. That's enough. I'm just lock your daughter's hair while I'm here, while I got you. Lock your daughter's hair. If you still watching, lock your daughter's hair. If her hair is horsey and it's hard to comb and it isn't growing, especially if she's 7, her hair is not past her shoulders, lock it, lock it. Because otherwise, she's just going to have a lifetime of trauma to talk about, just like you do, just like we all do. We all got the trauma from things. And we need to just go ahead and lock our daughters. That way they don't have to experience all the trauma that we did because it's not right. Now that we know, and I just see a lot of women locking their hair. They finally get it, but then they're not locking their daughters. They're doing the beads and the baubles and the barrettes and the twists and all the same stuff that you can literally do while it's locked. That's less dangerous because doing it while it's not locked is damaging. Even if you don't use weave, it's damaging. If it's tight and not in the silly braids, then it's going to be damaging. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I really am trying to give the good news, which is that this hair grows. This hair grows easily, but it's up to you to not do so much to it. And that's the only reason why locks grow faster than it seems like everything else, is because they're not being broken typically. They're not being broken as fast as everything else because we're constantly changing the styles and constantly pulling tightly and constantly combing. And combing all alone is dangerous. So lock your daughters. Lock her hair in so it can be long. I recently had a client who I started her daughter's locks when she was 6. And I think her daughter's like 14 now. And she let her comb them out when she was 13. Now, mind you, I had left town when she was 12 because I don't want to live there anymore. And unlike most people, she wasn't mad at me because a lot of people were really mad at me. But um, she just she had told her that when she became a teenager, she would let her comb them out if she wanted to, and so she wanted them to comb them out, and so she let her comb them out. But now her hair is short, like her hair was bra strap length, maybe a little bit longer than that, and she combed it out, and now it's same thing mine do. No matter how long it gets, it still shrinks up to this little bit afro. So when she stretch it, it's down way down here where her locks was, but so I don't know. I want to comb mine out, but I say that, but then I always comb mine out or cut them off. But I do that for y'all though. I do that for y'all. All the stuff I do to my hair is to so that you don't have to. I can I can do it so you can see what's gonna happen because people don't be believing me. Did I not? Yeah, I do it. But I definitely don't need no extra of that hair in there. And I hate that they so stiff when I make them too big because I really don't have enough to try to do my whole head unless I do them bigger. So I might have to, like, they're gonna be a little bit bigger in the back. I know that. But it's so hard to part using a mirror as a camera. I don't even know. It's my first time doing this. I might have to do something better next time. Maybe I can set up a camera right behind. I need a mirror. I said a camera, but I need a mirror. I need to set up a mirror right behind this screen because I can't see. I guess I'm kind of. But yeah, look, you can see my parts. That's not a great part. Not that I care because it will be coming down in about a week. So I mean, I hope this information is helpful. I mean, I know it is if people do it, but hopefully they come to argue. They can come argue. It's fine. Eventually, could try it. Because everybody that ever tries it, be like, I'm so glad you told me that. So I'll never, you know, like people don't know. If you going around telling people this is a protected style, they're gonna believe you. If you going around telling people their hair is 4C and this is a product to help, people naturally want to believe that people are honest and good people. But most of these product companies are just trying to sell you product. Like Most of the most of those products that they sell to black people would be trash if they didn't, because nobody else is using that. Nobody else is going to use it. And we are convinced that we need it because our hair is so different. It's not. It's not. It's a different shaped follicle. That's literally it. The follicle is shaped different, which really only means you can go a little bit longer without washing your hair. That's it. Not that much longer. Not as long as people be trying to go. A month and a half is like maximum. Like if it's itching before that, that is your scalp telling you that it needs to be cleaned. And we're literally convinced to put oil on that, and we believe that. Like, yeah, don't put oil on an itchy scalp. Itchy scalp is not, I mean, it's dry. Of course it's dry. It was dry before it started itching. Now it's dirty. Not itchy. It's dirty. It's just, people don't be understanding why I be saying I be frustrated. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. You gotta stop trusting people that's just trying to sell you something. They don't mean you no good. They want your money. And I'm trying to save you some money. You're supposed to be ready to argue me into that. You don't need that. Like, at all. It's hurting way more than it's helping. And protective styles ain't protecting nothing, but they hurt many people. And the evidence is all there. Like, the evidence is all there. Go look at the protective styling page. Find the people, and then go see if you can find their real hair, if you can. I think you can find it. I don't know. And it ain't by choice unless they knowingly know that these styles are protected. They're hurting me. This is hurting me right now. Actually, right now, physically. I'm trying not to do it too tight, but it's a little tight, but I'm tender-headed, like super tender-headed. And so I know everything that's hurting me because every time I rake a comb through my hair and I feel it, it hurts. That's not, if it hurts at all, something's being damaged, not protected. Like, we need to stop lying. It's not helping. It's hurting. It's not protecting. It's damaging. It's actually the opposite. That's what's so crazy. Oil. Oil is supposed to seal in moisture the whole time. It blocks moisture. The opposite. Lies. We've been into shammed, bamboozled. But yeah. Let's see what else is protective style. This is supposed to be a protective style. Your silly braids. That's the only thing I could think of that's protective. Everything else is hurting something. And I'm talking about Miss Silly Braids done once a week. They'd be like, once a week? That's too much. No, that's normal. Doing something to your hair once a week when it's loose, if you don't comb it out, it's gonna turn into locks. You're locking your hair every time you leave it for more than a week. It's gonna start locking. I get people hair looking like locks in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, it's locking. Every day that it sheds, you don't comb it. So 7 days is enough. That's a lot. That's a lot of days to not comb out those hairs that have been shedding. If you could get them out every day, that would be ideal. But I don't recommend dry combing your hair. Not afro hair. Unless you want to break, that's how it breaks. Breaks easily when you dry comb it. Please be combing it with your fingers. I need somebody to show me that they can get their hands through their, run their fingers through their hair after they oil it. Okay, I don't do this. Easy stuff on this one. That's, that's gonna be a problem. This one gonna be hard to get out. That's what I'm telling y'all. And when that happens, when your stylist do that, is she gonna tell you each one, or this gonna be hard to get out? No, she not. They don't even want to take them down. I know I don't. Can I get it? Yeah, got it. Okay, I'm gonna keep shutting on. I can't see nothing. How am I supposed to know if this is key? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's cute. Mhm. It do be cute, ladies. I'm not saying it's not cute. I'm saying adjust your expectations. Don't expect it to get long and healthy and strong doing stuff that's not helping it. I wonder if I'm happy from the thing, but because at this point, these parts not straight no way. And I don't really care if they straight, because I ain't about to be keeping it in that long. And you have to get all on my scalp. Even though people do be on my neck just because of what I do. I'm supposed to, I'm supposed to be, I don't know, people be like, you think you know everything. I don't know everything. I know this. It's a lot of stuff I don't know. I goes to YouTube myself to find out all kinds of things. But I know this because I've been doing it for all of my adult life, like all of it. Like since I got out of hair school when I was 19, this is all I've really been doing. I did some of everything right out of school, but I had been wanting to only do lots from the beginning of that because it was just like the results, the results. Like I want all my clients to have results that they're in love with. And locks was the only thing that did that. Everything else was kind of like, that's all right. I kind of like it. You got people in the mirror like, uh, like it'll be looking good too, but people are just really, especially women be really picky. And locks deliver every single time. Every month the hair is longer. Like there's nothing out there. There's nowhere else I can provide that. There's nowhere else I can pull that off. And so that's what I want to do. And so I just, when I finally decided I didn't want to do anything else, I just stopped advertising for everything else. I just only advertised for locks. But it seemed like I still had other clients for a long time. What am I doing? The wrong thing. But that was all I really wanted to do because the results, like, it's hard to argue with the results. Everybody's always happy. The hair is constantly getting longer. Like, every time I see my clients, their hair is longer. Like, I don't know why more licensed stylists don't do locks. That's my biggest problem with locks right now. I think it's just that the people that I know with licenses, they don't be wanting to do locks. Like, most people with a license feel like locks are too hard. And I just don't get it because I feel like it's literally the easiest thing I ever did in my life. But I guess everybody got their things that they like and things that they don't. But I just really need more people with licenses to do this because they know all this information already that I'm saying, oh, so now is that my hair or this? See, that's the thing. Ain't no telling. It's probably mine, but let me tell you something. I already told you I don't care about money. I'm gonna cut mine anyway. So if you ain't gonna cut yours anyway, then you might not want to get stuff like this, dude. You probably don't want this. Like it's not. If you want your hair, you don't want it. You don't. I can't stress that enough. It's not protected. I just cut some of my hair just because it was sticking out. Like I've seen hairstylists do that. The braiders, they do that. They be cutting your hair when they cleaning up the braids because if it was sticking out, they just cut it. That's not protective. Doing it's not protective. Having it's not protective. Nothing's being protected. So sad, actually, because people really be believing it and be ready to argue. Sorry. But yeah. So, so like, mm, how long this video is at this point? Oh, we've been made it to an hour. Like, this looks pretty cool. I ain't mad about it. It just, I mean, it's all to get on the same page. Like, there's easy ways to grow afro hair and protective styling ain't it. And we're not saying 4C hair is afro hair. It comes in all kinds of different textures and densities and wave patterns. It comes in a lot of different ways. So it can't be 4C, only 4B, 4C. That can't be. Can't be. Doesn't make sense. Way too many of them. I see 4 to 5 different curl patterns in a day. And they saying everybody 4C. You kidding me? It's irritating, actually. Do y'all do instant ones? I hate instant ones. Well, yeah, let me get you what somebody can do. It's my thing. Y'all want stuff. I'm really gonna give it to you, but I'm gonna tell you. I'm going to tell you it's not the best idea. It's not the best plan. Up to you on whether you do it or not. But if I didn't tell you, then I'll feel like I was wrong. So I gotta tell you. I gotta tell you, but that's not good for you. That way you don't come to me and say one day and say, well, nobody told me. Because it's a lot of people that say that when I tell them not to use oil. Like my last stylist told me to use this every day. I be itching every 5 hours, but I just put more on. I need y'all to think and pay attention to what's happening. Pay attention to what's happening to your head. Pay attention to what's happening with like if it's itching right after you get it done, that's like a red flag that your stylist put something in or you put something in your hair that was too thick and too heavy and it's blocking your scalp from breathing. Put a band-aid on your scalp and now you're wondering why it's itching like crazy. It's got a whole bunch of stuff trapped under there. You got sweat, dead skin cells, all that stuff's trapped on your scalp underneath this layer of oil, and you wonder why it's itching like crazy. Then you wash it only to put some more oil on it. You just it don't make sense. But I'm gonna leave y'all to it because you can't save them all. But I put the options out there. The options are there. When I get a mirror, I'm gonna have to. Well, I don't even need a mirror because, like I said, I don't care about this hair. If you care about yours, don't do this. This is not a protective style. It's not protecting anything. It's hurting people. Hurting me right now. Still gonna finish because I got at least, I don't know, 20 more locks over here. I'll probably run out before I make it to the back, but I got my back shaved off too because I pulled all my edges out with ponytails. We gotta be honest. I pulled all my edges out, ponytailing it for my whole life, 30 years in a bun, a poof. 30 years up here in a poof ball. But this is good hair though. It's not afro. It's not 4C. But according to that chart, it's 4C. So we either both got good hair or we don't. We gotta make up our mind. Make up your mind. I think 4C. 4C is great hair because it does what it's told. Unlike mine, where this is gonna be like as tight as I tried to get it, it's still gonna have little straight flyaways every day. Like I can't see the straight hair right now. Like it's just afro. But it's gonna be little straight flyaways, which is why it matches this cheap ass hair. Ooh, did I cuss? This is why it matches this cheap hair so good. But all right, so we get into the part where I can't see it with a mirror anyway. So I need oh god, that's not hurt me. I gotta part it where it doesn't like pull too far, right? That's the reason why I don't even like calling locks a protective style because if you do locks wrong, you still end up going thin. If you do locks wrong, you still end up putting too much weight on your hair. If you do locks wrong, you end up with breakage. And so they're not protective either if you don't do it right. It gotta be done correctly. And that is hard to do on your own, especially, but it's hard to do if you don't really know hair like that. Like most of the people I know doing locks don't have licenses. So they don't really know hair like that. They know how to do hair, and knowing how to do hair is cool to make it look nice. But knowing hair is how you grow it. You gotta know how it behaves. Where's my brain? Mirror. I think that's part of the color straight. See, I can't see it. Oh, oh, I can't. This is pretty cool. Oops, my part is straight. That's all straight. It's gonna have to be straight enough for today. Let's take that out of there. So it's gonna be cool. I'm just going through and making sure that I got enough sections that's like a uniform line. Like even, how do I say, like, where I don't end up with not having enough hair and kind of separating all to the same size a little bit and make sure that it's all masked out real decent. All right. This hair here, do you want to always end up this haircut I got? And it's not even a haircut. That's people be thinking it's a haircut, but these edges don't grow. These edges, it's just I'm bald on the edges. That's my fault too. But gotta be able to admit it at least. Admit it and accept it. Like I don't know if I can handle it. People, 40s, 50s, 60s coming in, not wanting to show their hair in the salon and needing to go to the back room so that they can take off their scarf and show their hair because it's mostly bald. And they're wondering if locks will help that. And the answer is no. The answer is once you got it so thin that it's see-through and there's like all those bald spots, locks is just gonna be the next thing that's pulling your hair out because your hair needs to be strong enough to hold them. And most of the time, by the time they come and decide that, oh, I've been thinking about doing locks for years, but I'm finally ready, it's too late now. Anything I can do to it is going to, A, be hard to lock. And when it finally does lock, it's going to be pulling off because it's too heavy for the little bit of hairs that are left to hold it. So do it before, ladies. Don't wait. Do not wait until it's thinning and there's nothing more I can do. Do it before. All right, well, I'm getting hot, so I'm gonna finish this off camera. And don't do this unless you don't want your hair. Okay, you can't do this unless you don't care about it because I'm telling you, this is not a protective style. There is no such thing as a protective style. And I hope that cleared up any questions. All right, y'all, have a good one. Bye.